reset. Hello everyone, Sarat here, and it's time, as soon as I get the cursor off the screen, to Let's Play Fester's Quest, or Uncle Fester's Quest, The Addams Family, depending on how you read the title. Yes, a very much maligned game made by Sunsoft that will remind you of the little top-down walking around section of Blaster Master in many, many ways. It will not remind you of anything else from Blaster Master because you do not get a tank to drive around in that makes things way more fun than it should. But let's get started and you will see what I mean. Contrary to popular opinion, I actually like this game. You start out and you just got this little dinky little gun here that does nothing. It will improve. But yeah, you are looking at pretty much the main part of the gameplay here. We get to walk around and shoot these little blob things, get power-ups. I picked up a gun power-up. My gun gets stronger. I'll pick up money. I'll pick up keys. Hey, look, another gun power-up. I'll pick up light bulbs. And now my gun has a nice sine or cosine wave pattern. Beats these things faster. But what I'm going to do now is try and get a couple of keys so I can show things off. There's one. Have I got 2 keys yet? Yes, I have 2 keys. So, what I'm going to do is head to the first couple of places. Look, get a better gun. Better is debatable until you get to the end, but that is a gun power down. We do this, and it goes back 1 stage. Yeah. Blue is good, red is bad. Go figures. I'm pretty sure many of Team Fortress players would disagree with me there. Another key's good for what we're going to do. Don't really need to shoot the faces that spit out the flies. Should be able to just walk around them without getting hit. Without getting hit is a good thing because we can only take 2 hits for now. And where we want to go is into these 2 houses here. This is the only real stop we need to make before I'm going to pause the video and grind up a whole bunch of items. Select the key, walk over to the door, open it, and Pugsley gives us TNT. TNT is a weapon. We get 30 of them. And basically we lay it down, give it some time, and it'll explode. And the explosions don't hurt us, but they do hurt other things. And unfortunately I mistimed that. And now you're going to see one of the main problems with the weaponry they give you. We're going to get hit. Because, well, I can't shoot down this corridor. And this is one of the main problems with the game. The weaponry tries to be useful, but usually fails miserably and kills you like that. So anyway, I'm going to continue my little quest there. We can continue. It'll start us pretty much exactly where we left off. Well, it'll start us back at the start point, but it will keep all the items we have collected. So it's not a huge problem. And later on, that little street I just walked down there, I'm going to walk back and forth and grind up 99 of a whole lot of things. And there's the next stage gun. Maybe if I get lucky, I'll show show you all the stages that this gun has. A small, fairly tightly coiled black cannonball thing. And got rid of those. Those enemies, I will explain soon enough. But one thing I was trying to do was get down into this house. Because there is something we want in this house. Vice grips. You may be wondering what vice grips do. Not what you would expect them to. I will say that. But in essence, vice grips speed you back up if you get slowed down. I will attempt to show you some of the slowdown here. I get hit. Now, you notice that didn't do any damage to me. Those little fleas or flies right there, and they are flies, because eventually you will run into maggots. Those little faces will spit out maggots, and if you don't kill them quickly enough, they'll turn into these flies. But you get hit by a fly, and suddenly you're moving about molasses speed. So you use a vice grip, and suddenly you're back to normal. So there are your first two sub-weapons you can get, vice grips and TNT, even if one of them is a sub-weapon. But if you do use them, and you will, I kill him. Yep, I killed him. As long as you can access the houses, you can get back in there and refill your TNT. And back to 30. And I could go down there and refill my my vice grips. But I'm not going to do that right now, because it's not an issue I care about. But do I have enough money? Yeah, I have enough money. Let's say I get hit. All too common occurrence here. You only have 2 health to begin with. To get more health, you go to the hot dog stand, select money, pay $5 for a hot dog. Yeah, that's gotta be one fancy freaking hot dog. It's a very expensive freaking dog. Well, anyway, and I got pegged again there. I'm going to get back to that little part of the street. Now that I think I've explained everything about as well as I can for this section. Still haven't explained what's going on. Whip icon does nothing until you get the whip, which happens later. But we are now walking really, really slowly. Even power down whip does nothing for you. Nothing against you either. Ooh, next stage of gun. A slightly bigger spiral of doom there. Okay, I have 2 stages of gun left to go here. I am going to go ahead and use a vice grip. Let's see if I can show you the next to last stage of gun. Because after all the grinding up of the keys and the money and the light bulbs, which I will show you later, I could have shown you just a second ago, but I'd rather not. Because I will show you soon enough. I'll show you when I come back, basically. After all that, I will have a fully powered gun. And you will have seen all but the next to last stage if I stop now. So, allow me to pause the video if I can get the cat out of my lap. There we go. And when I come back, I will have the next stage of gun. So I can show that. Then I will pause the video, grind to my heart's content, and we can continue. And that pause took all of 5 seconds, really. So now this is your next to last stage of gun. Notice it's not horrible, but I still wouldn't want to rely on it in a crowded corridor because it will hit the sides fairly easily. So anyway, when we come back, or, well, I'm going to pause the video and then you will see me kitted out fully here. When we come back, I will be ready to go and actually explore things and actually go start to hunt down aliens and such. Oh yeah, we'll cover the story in a second. So just one moment, folks. I'm going to pause. And through the magic of editing and pausing and the like, we now have a full stash of money, bulbs, keys, TNT, and vice grips. And this is what your final gun looks like. Pretty much just 3 straight shooting lines right in front of you. So now, let's avoid the red gun power down and talk about the story, what little there is. Aliens have basically invaded. You saw that in the opening. And they've started to tractor beam humans onto their ship. Fester sees this while he's moonbathing. There's your story. And he goes to fight them, basically. But yeah, with this gun, you are basically death incarnate in the early stages. Although they will pump enough enemies in front of you to make it, you know, make you have to slow down. Now, this little area down here is basically useless. But I will take you through the first sewer area here. Get a bulb out, because you have to have a bulb to light the place. If you remember the show, you know that he basically holds that bulb in his mouth and he can, you know, light it. Randomly bouncing and squeaking mice there. Hopefully this is coming across on camera. But basically it's just a steady stream of freaking bullets. So anyway, where that leads you is over here. I'm pretty sure we can just avoid that. If you don't shoot them, they don't spit anything out at you. At least on the surface and at least early on. Blue Frog hops around, drops gunpowder down for you. That you have to wait until it disappears, or else you lose your gun. Very sad. Very, very sad. So, that was pretty much just a big waste of time for everybody. However, where we need to go is fairly close to where we were just a little while ago, at least as far as you know, near the, where Wednesday and Pugsley gave me the items. We need to go this way. Not back into there, even though I could, but there's no point. Still got the bulb equipped. And now we walk this way. And the sewers, basically, yeah, half the game is a sewer level. Pretty sure I need to go this way. A new enemy. See there, he's spitting out maggots, and if I let those maggots hatch, they become flies. And flies make you use vice grips. And the slime dropped a gunpowder down, and one of the many drops they have. Freaky. And I see a gunpowder down there. See another one. The game is actively working against me now. Thanks for that, game. See, one of the maggots turned into a fly there. If we go up, I recall that being a dead end. Another gun power down, with an army of infinitely spawning frogs up there that I have to keep killing. That lasts long enough to give me another gun power down. Game is having fun with me now. I take it the game does not approve of me grinding out gun levels, and even though I didn't have to do much grinding of gun levels, you saw that. I'd already up to stage 6 before I really started. I take it the game is not a big fan of me grinding out all the items ahead of time. Here. Avoid that. Be annoyed by frogs. Be annoyed by gun power downs. As usual. Get another gun power down, stare me in the face. And up. Right into an army of red frogs. Trying to advance far enough forward here, because I think this video has gone on far long enough, and the rest of them will be nowhere near this long. That's close enough for me. The rest of them are going to be nowhere near this long because this one contained pretty much all the explanation of what's going on and all that, and hopefully everybody understands what's going on. We're playing a game many deem horrible, but I deem enjoyable because I remember having fun with it way back when. And I still have a little bit of fun in it. Don't ask me why. I have fun with weird games sometimes, this being one. So anyway, when we return, we get a few more items from scattered from across the, multiverse here. Or the town, either one. And we actually take on the first alien. And the first 2 buildings, which is probably the most annoying part of this game. Outside of the infinitely respawning enemies and the gun level system. So anyway, take care folks. I will see everyone next time.